Right, a very good afternoon to all on frequency. Very good morning to Ed in Brazil. A very good afternoon to Martin in the UK and to Benno. And also a very good evening to Saro in India. As usual, we just wish to acknowledge and thank the Qatar Satellite Company for allowing us the opportunity to be on part of their satellite. We also wish to thank AMSAT DL, AMSAT UK and the BATC for their valued assistance to make this all possible. Today on the net, it's not a big net. We have Nick. I think this will be the first time Nick joins us. G4IMO. Very welcome, Nick. We've had a few chats and I'm very pleased to see you're logged in and all. It's fantastic and welcome aboard. Benno, Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-ray is going to be interesting to talk about DATV-EASY 1.24. So it's progressing by the day there, Benno. And then Saro, our old friend, VU2 OBR. It's going to be lovely to see you. You had a whopping signal a minute ago. Very, very nice. Yeah, I like that logo that Ed produced there. But anyway, and then Tom, ZR6 Tango Golf to follow Saro. And then Martin. Yeah, we've been missing you, Martin. I was about to put an advert on Police File, G4FKK. Haven't seen you for a few weeks, but anyway, it's lovely to see you earlier. Crystal clear signal as usual. And then Ed, Papa Yankee 2 Radio November. And also now joined by Henry, ZS6 Mike Charlie. I don't think I've missed anyone. Oh, G0MJW stroke A. Mike, where are you? Are you stroke A, not portable? Okay, that's interesting. I hope it works, Mike. I hope it works. We look forward to seeing you as well. I'm just going to write your name down there, Mike. Mike G0MJW stroke A. Now, what does that A mean? Anyway, then we have a couple of listeners. Bert, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. How's it, Bert? He said he won't be able to make it today. Donald Garland down in Richards Bay, South Africa. He watches and hopefully he'll take his ham exam in due course. And then hopefully Chak, ZS1 Lima down in Cape Town, will be watching as well as Dick. He's in the United States, but it's just a bit early for Dick, perhaps. We just about to kick him out of bed this time of the morning. Just want to see if there's anyone else on the other band. And hello to Hans, Papa Alpha 3 Echo Tango Kilo. And very nice to see you on, Hans. And who else is there? That's about it. So, the apologies today from old man Leon. He's attending his sister's daughter's birthday today. So there we go. It would have been, yeah, it's his niece's birthday. How's that? So unfortunately, he's not around today. Right, Nick, will you pass it to Benno? Golf 4 IMO from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India.
Okay, I think it's working. Yes, I can hear my audio, that's good. Turn that down. This is G4IMO. Let me go to my camera. There we go. Okay, yes, nice to be on the net this afternoon. For those who don't know, name is Nick, and we're located in the centre of the UK. A town called Wisbech. I've been here for 16 years now, having moved up from Essex. Anyway, it's very cold here in the UK. When I got up this morning, it was -1, and it's now up to 11, plus 11. So things are warming up. Yeah, okay. Gary. I've very much enjoyed your transmission yesterday. That was excellent. I thought it was all done very, very professionally, and yeah, excellent. I noticed that there was a chap on there, ZS6CR, who was talking about the propagation, and I noticed at the end of his presentation, he actually came on. I think he was answering questions, and I could see behind him he had a nice Marshall amplifier there. So he's obviously it looks like he plays the electric guitar, which I also have. I also play a Fender Stratocaster with a Marshall amplifier here as well. Okay, I don't have anything technical to add, I'm afraid, so I shall pass it round, and I'm looking forward to this afternoon's entertainment. I hope my lip sync is okay. I've had a lot of trouble. It normally starts off okay, and then it gradually gets worse and worse, so hopefully it's all right at the moment. Anyway, I've got to pass it round to PA3 Fox Bravo X-Ray. This is G4 IMO.
At another net, we'll give him another turn. Sorry, I've got a frog in the throat, man. I've got a bit of a flu. So what we'll do, we'll pass it over to Saro, and then Saro to Tom. And if Benno wants to come in between Saro and Tom, give a shout. I know he's trying to look at another net as well, he did say earlier. Saro, VU2 OBR from Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Gary, and maybe I check my audio, it's okay or not. Yeah, better I think. Okay, good afternoon, Gary, and good morning, Ed, and good afternoon, Benno, Tom, Martin, and Henry and Mike. Very long time I am unable to join with you guys on the net and other band also because of the accident. Now I feel better and 50% recovered, still in rest only, taking long rest at home to recover fully. So daily physiotherapy and other treatments going on, and otherwise all fine here. Thank you very much for letting me in, Gary. And maybe Benno will join next to me. I think I'll pass the over to Benno. If possible, will join. Otherwise, goes to Tom. Please go ahead, Benno. I'll be standby. Stand by.
Yeah, sorry for that. It was a typical misfire here. Something went really wrong, and I'm not completely sure, but because I was testing with with Hans, basically, we did some tests previously just before the net, and I touched my system, so it went dead. And I'm not sure completely what went wrong, but well, it didn't work, and I needed to restart my transmission, which took me a few seconds to figure out. But anyway, it works. So Murphy's Law was already on my corner. Hi. Okay, this if that's this weekend, this net, that's all for this net. It's a perfect net, I would say. What I wanted to show you, first of all, Saro, very nice to see you again, and you're looking well, and a nice signal, obviously. I wouldn't expect differently. Very happy to see you again on this net. And Gary, thanking for leading the net, and greetings, obviously, to the rest of the group. Nick, nice to see you. I've seen you on the BATC net, but I think we haven't had the opportunity to make a proper QSO, so we should do that. I like that always, have decent QSOs with all the attendees on the net and during the week and whatever time. So whenever you see me, just give me a shout, either on the chat or wherever I am at that moment. Okay, well, what I wanted to show you guys is basically improvements and a bit of, well, I would say success from Dominic. Dominic made a lot of improvements over the last 2 weeks. Gave me almost every next day. I got a different version. Try this, try that, trying this and trying that, and then always need to find some time to figure out what is changed and if it helps and if it works. So I gave some misinformation yesterday that this one, and that's the version 1. Just a little bit high, I see. Let's see if I can bring it a little bit down. 1.24 is the current version, and actually that one came out, I believe, Thursday evening late. So it's really fresh. DATV-EASY is the next free stream coder, which a lot of you guys already know. It's using a pretty similar setup. But it will make not a UDP stream, but it will make an RMTP stream to the to anything else, and it's basically designed for the Lime, and it will work on Lime, but it also works on the Pluto as from version 1.2 something. 2021 started to work on the Pluto, and we had a bunch of problems. I've reported you for, previously on that over the last few weeks. What is improved, I would just want to mention, because it's quite difficult to tell everything, but it works with F5 OEO at the moment. It works over IP, it works over net. It has some flaws. If you connect something to the USB, like a Pluto to the USB, it will not work on anything else but that Pluto only. But if you connect it, if you don't put a Pluto on the USB, and if you have, like me, 3 Plutos on the network, you can choose either Pluto by selecting the IP number, and it works flawlessly. This works with RMTP, so that means it works with a original analog devices Pluto, but it also will work with F5 OEO. and with the latest versions you need to set F5OEO into the RMTP stream, we all know, in the settings. But the previous ones, the ones from 2020, work all standard also with RMTP, and you don't need to preset something. And it will so it will cover all the settings, like these are the basic ones and we all know those, but it also have the frequency and the power. It is in it will also take this for the settings, and it will use the IP number which you chose. And a very nice option where I made some complaints about, because I needed to go minus 900 milliseconds in my OBS in order to get any lip sync. And I find this works very nice now with a minus 400 lip sync audio sync, and you preset it here in the DATV, and it goes from minus 2000 to plus 2000. So, well, there is some room to play where you can change your lip sync coding. So this works pretty nice. This is basically all the standard stuff. It also works, so you can also play with your PID and your audio PID values, and this will come next in the near future. But I would say this is very nice. It works also for DVB-T, pretty straightforward. It works straight off. It's like you work on DVB-S. DVB-T will also work with these versions. Okay, well, it's not perfect. Like I said, there are some bugs as to be expected at the moment. I also have a few guys, and actually we tried it just before with Hans, and he couldn't get it to work. And I'm not completely sure, so I need to report that one back to Dominic. But all problems, please report them on the forum, combine them on the forum, as you will find out. Together we get all kind of problems and figure out a solution for those problems. Because it's, like I said, it's pretty straightforward at the moment, pretty new, brand new I would say, and it works straight off. For me on 3 different PCs, and I already have now 2 friends where it did not work, and it's the first one had a i3 PC, and I said, well, your PC is not strong enough and you need a better PC. And the last one this afternoon, he has a very nice PC, but no dice. It didn't work. It gave a lot of problems, and we need to address that and bring that back to Dominic. He might know where to look. On the other side, we need to figure out ourselves as well. Okay, well, that's one. I would like to show you this screen as well, which is my current version. And like I said, you don't look at the frequency where it is. At the moment it's at 1200 megahertz. This is the current version, the same version of my Pluto F5OEO, which is the version January 2nd from 2021, and that one works, as you see. And I can also change the power settings here, which also works. So this is the only thing I can use besides the switch off and the switch on button. It still works, and so this also means F5 UII PTT, which comes along with F500 firmware, will work, and I can switch on and switch off my amplifier using that PTT. Okay, well, that's basically what I wanted to show you. Let's bring back a little bit my my screen, and I'm going to pass the microphone on. And I was prepared to bring it on to obviously to Saro, but now I will bring it on to my friend Tom. Tom, frequency all yours, from Papa Alpha number 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-ray.
Hi everybody, here from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Hope you guys are all doing well. Yeah, look at the pictures. It's my garden. It's being flooded, and we even had some hail. I think it was yesterday or Friday. It's not snow, that's good old South African hail. But yeah, nice and wet, nice and cold here. Currently about 11 degrees outside. And yeah, for South African weather, not the most fun. Anyways, hope everybody's been doing well. From my side, all good. Had another busy week, traveling around for work and doing work and presentations and such. But yeah, hopefully we should all be back to normal now, and I can start playing with a few projects and such. First off, welcome Nick, G4IMO. Nice to see you. Very nice signal. No problems whatsoever to receive you there. And hope we'll see you more regularly on the net. Sado, very good to see you. Glad you're feeling better. And hope you know, the daily rest and such goes very well. Gary, good to see you there. And Benno, obviously always good to see you as well. Very interesting stuff about the DATV-EASY. Keen to try it out and play with it sometime in the future as well. Yeah, like I say, not much radio stuff been happening. This week I had to fly down to Cape Town, had to do a little presentation there. Flew down on Monday, did the presentation on Tuesday. That's what my presentation was about, debugging robots with virtual reality. And yeah, it went well. On Wednesday, flew back to Johannesburg, and on Thursday did another presentation there as well. This was all part of a developers conference, you know, just developers showing all kinds of projects and stuff. Very interesting, and especially interesting after it was like the first real in-person event, you know, since COVID started around here, the technical events and such. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, but really glad to be back home. And yeah, no, looking forward to having a few more projects and such next week. Okay, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, nothing much more from my side. Hope everybody's doing well, and keen to see what everybody else has got there. Okay, I think I need to hand it over to Martin. G4FKK from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Take it there, Martin.
Yeah, fine, Tom. ZS6TG, G4FKK returning. And yeah, all very interesting so far, very good. And thanks, Gary, for running things and organising it all today. And hello to Bert. I'm not too sure why Bert can't. You did mention, I think, but anyway, if you're watching, Bert, good afternoon to you. And I hope Leon, I don't know how old his niece is. Some of my nieces are now of proper drinking age, so some of their parties are quite exciting. It's not so much fun when they're 5 years old, in my opinion, but there we go. Nick, great to see you on the net. we had a good chat the other day, and I think you did mention you were a guitarist. Yes, I do that sort of thing as well. I've got a Marshall. I've got a Fender Twin from the 1960s that I've refurbished, and quite pleased with that. And your lip sync was absolutely spot on. I've no idea what mine's like today. As you say, it can be a bit random, can't it? Benno, excellent demonstration of the DATV-EASY, or whatever Dominic's called it, but that looks very promising. I'm assuming that's a beta test, is it? I don't think I found a released version yet. So anyway, you guys keep up the good work. So when we all download it, it'll all work perfectly, thanks to you. So that was interesting. And interesting as well, it runs on RTMP, I think you said. So is that I suppose that's a forward step, is it? Or is, I always thought UDP was a bit more standard, if you see what I mean. Anyway, very good. And Saro, great to see you. You're looking very well, Saro. So excellent to see you back on the net. And Tom, yeah, the presentation looks good. I wonder if the weather's warmer in Cape Town. Actually, I don't think it is. I think I heard Gary saying that it was raining in Cape Town as well. So I suspect that's quite unusual. It's not unusual over here. It's about 11 degrees, which is mild as far as we're concerned, Tom. I know 11 degrees is freezing for you, but 11 degrees is fairly mild. All very good. I haven't got a great deal to report. I've been busy fixing watches or not fixing watches. This one might interest Saro, actually. This one I've got under the microscope. As you'll see, it's stopped. If I give it a puff with the blower, it runs for a while. But Saro, that movement, Saro, is an HMT. So that's the Hindustan Machine Tools movement, which is a sort of clone of a Japanese movement. As you see, it just keeps conking out. And I suspect, I don't know if I can do this very quickly. Sorry about the focus. But the jewels in the balance are protected with a shock mount system, and I've got a feeling that a previous fixer has put the inner, there's two jewels there, there's a cap jewel and an inner one, and I think the inner one has been put in upside down. I could be wrong. Oh, you reckon the spring looks a bit weak, do you, Gary? It didn't look too bad to me, but I'm not an expert, so let's have another look. Gone over. It's a bit difficult to move this thing and focus it at the same time. There you go. Well, as I say, I'm not an expert, Gary, but if that's the case, then it's going to stay weak, and I don't have any spare parts for HMTs, or in fact Citizens, which is what that movement's based on. Anyway, there's that. I think I'll leave it at that for that over. Excited to see whether I'll be able to see you, Mike. Signals here seem to be a bit down. It's been very windy here lately, and I think my dish has moved slightly. I'm copying everyone so far, so it'd be good to see if I don't know if you're up north, Mike. And we got Henry as well after Ed. So I'll put it round to you, Ed. Papa Yankee 2, Radio November to take it. Let's put that up so I know what I'm doing. This is Golf 4 Fox Kilo standing by.
Yeah, sorry guys. I don't know about you, but it took a long time to see my image coming on, but I think it's okay now. Thank you, Marty. Um, um, I feel a little embarrassed because you know, you're so well dressed, Marty, with a tie, and I feel embarrassed to you know, just to come up with a very poor and I wouldn't say dirty, but you know, a very simple T-shirt, but very nice, very nice. Hello, Gary. Hi, Nick. Go for India, Mike, Oscar. Welcome to the Worldwide Net. Benno, thank you for more updates on the DATV-EASY. Very nice. Also hope to test it someday here. Hey, Saro, nice to see you. I echo the others. You're looking very well. Very glad to see you here again. I hope you totally or almost totally recovered from the motorcycle accident, Saro. I also, Saro, please request you to bring all the India team here to back to the net. I mean, Balu, you know, Ramki, Chan, and Krish, also Joe. I really missing those guys, and I hope you can incentivize them to be back to the net, Saro, please. Who else? We saw Tom. Very interesting your weather there. We are almost in the same latitude, but we're still it's still very hot here. It's 30s plus, you know, every day, sunny, blue sky. It's still really hot, although we are already in the fall, autumn, but it really feeling like summer. So not sure when this is gonna cool off. But anyways, interesting presentation I believe you made there on that symposium, Tom. And Martin, fantastic Zoom. Nice to see you still working with the watches. And from my side here, nothing much. I just finishing with my project with my HF slash 6 meters amplifier, LDMOS amplifier. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's a low resolution camera, but you can give I can give you an idea. That's the amplifier. I put it already inside a box. It's not a bespoke box. I mean, that's a stock box. So, but it fit the amplifier well. And the same stock box I use it to put the low pass filters, which is by the way manual. Yeah. I have to change the bands manual. It goes from 160 meters up to 6 meters. So maybe further on I can do this switching automatic. In the middle here is the 10 dB attenuator. I'm using the TS2000 at the moment to make my tests. It's working fine. It gives me about 800, 900 watts and 6 meters, and for the HF bands, it's 1.2, 1.3 kilowatts. Yeah, for this size of amplifier, is not bad. It works on 54 volts. Yep, that's, you know, I have a lot of voltmeters in my bench. Okay, that's it from my side, guys. So Next to me is Henry, Zulu Sierra 6 Mike Charlie, and then Mike, Golf Zero Mike Juliet Whiskey /A, wondering what means /A. Air? Maybe he's in a plane or something? No, I don't think so. But he will he will clarify. Henry, so to you, my friend, Zulu Sierra 6 Mike Charlie, greetings from Papa Yankee 2 Radio November.
Hi there, Ed and the team. Nice to see you all on today. It's actually a lovely net. It's quite cold here, and as Tom said, my temperature is 1 degree warmer, but we're about 60 to 80 kilometers, which I think is about 50 miles apart. So it's quite something. Ed, I hope my signal is strong enough so that you can get it. I know last time it was a problem, and I seem to be about 1 or 2 D points below everybody else. But anyway, I hope I'm getting through to you, Ed, and that I'm not breaking up too much. Yes, a very interesting net for me today, and thank you very much for allowing me in. Gary, it's as always, can't fault your transmission. Really, very, very good indeed. And yeah, what I found interesting is what Benno was talking about, the EASY 1.24. Very interesting. It will be great once it's all sorted, Benno. I must say, I'm sort of one of those guys who, I'm not an early adopter. Let me put it that way. I certainly am not. I sort of wait for the thing to prove itself, and once it's proven itself, I sort of jump in and I get all excited. But anyway, Benno, it's nice to see what you and the team are doing at the present moment with regards to EASY 1.24. Yeah, and nice to see Saro. Saro, you are very quiet on that side of the world. I know you're recuperating. But I echo Ed's words. I think it was Ed or Martin who said that, you know, we must bring your team up as well and see them and talk to them and see what they're up to. All right, Tom, interesting stuff that you had there. And of course, Martin with the watches. I'm fascinated whenever you show that to me, Martin. The way you must have really fine motor coordination, which is quite something. I don't know if you always had it or whether you developed it over time, Martin. I'm not sure about that. But I'm sure that you're having great fun with your watches and getting them to work. It's like me with radios. Once they're working, it's just such a brilliant feeling. Tom, I see you at the developers conference. You were a bit quick because I was trying to see whether any of our developers had been at your conference, and so your picture was a bit fast for me. I tried to scan through all the faces to see if I could see who was on there. But anyway, yeah, my activities for this week was simply to try find 3 dBs that had disappeared over time. And I even took a trip down to Gary to check and see if my amplifier was possibly faulty, but it wasn't. It is working very, very well, and I'm very pleased about that, because that is the one item that I sort of nurse along, try not to overdrive it and try not to do anything stupid when it comes to driving the amplifier. And yeah, I found that the tail that comes in from the 7/8 feeder into the shack was faulty. The tail had never been soldered. The center pin had never been soldered, and so it was just sort of loose, and I think that caused a lot of problems. And thank goodness the amplifier wasn't affected, because, you know, with arcing and all that kind of stuff, and high SWR, low SWR, continuously wavering, it could cause a problem for the amplifier. But anyway, it didn't, and that's clear. And now I've got the 7/8 virtually directly into the amplifier with the short little pigtail of SMA to N-type female. And yeah, I found 3 dBs, but it's not enough. There's some more, and I suspect the last part is actually on the tail that's on the other side of the 7/8 feeder going into the potty. So that's my next step. I also got some LMR 400. I only need 8 meters of it, and I'm going to make some connectors on it and so on, and then put it up. But unfortunately, it's raining here. I can actually hear it through my shack. There's a tube, a sort of a stormwater tube. Please let it never ever burst. And that tube, I can hear water running in it, so it tells me that it's raining outside. Anyway, that's long over, so I'm going to pass it to you, Mike. Nice to see you on in a moment, Mike. And I'm also wondering about this Dash A, portable A, something A. But you'll enlighten us now, Mike. And looking forward to seeing you on the net now. So I'll pass it to you, G0MJW /A and the net, the ZS6, Mike Charlie.
Bye. Mike, are you back?
Okay, sorry for the weak signal. G0MJW returning. I'm receiving myself, so I must be strong-ish, but I'm running a half-rate coding. Was it Frank or Harry? I'm not sure, but if you've got problems with weak signal, if you reduce the FEC, it'll make a big difference, as you can probably tell. Am I on a third? Yeah, I'm on a third FEC, so I could probably go up to a half actually, but I've still got loads of null packets because I've not got the thing set up properly. I only got here at 1 o'clock, so I had to set everything up, put the feed on the dish and connect everything together, so not ideal. And I noticed the power is dropping a bit over time, as it is wont to do with this amplifier, so I'll just give it a little boost, but hopefully that will make things a bit better. Just a few comments. Firstly, Sarah, really great to see you again. Hope you're feeling better and getting well again. And Benno, DATV-EASY. It certainly looks like it's something that's going to be very useful for everybody going on. I'm using scripts and things, but I know everyone else has some issues doing that, and my lip sync is probably nowhere near right because I haven't had a chance to test it. But there you go. And Tom, I feel your pain, issues of having to go and do work. It does tend to get in the way of doing radio stuff, doesn't it? But there you go. And Martin, just a comment, all okay with your signal, but it was a bit weak. I'm up north, as you probably know, or as you probably tell from the image in the background. Where is it? It's there, which is Lowry, of course, because he's one of our local painters. In terms of hardware, I can't build any when I'm up here, but I have made quite a bit of progress on the 6 meter, 4 meter DATV PA, and next target will be the 10 meter one, which needs to be put in a box. But I'm doing the 6 and 4 one first in that big box, and then I'll do the 10 meter one in a smaller box and see how it goes. So there you are. Sorry, I'm not looking at the right camera there, am I? I'm used to it being in another place. Ed, I hope you managed to fix all those lightning damages, but good to see you're building LDMOS amplifiers as well. I wonder what they are. I'm using MRF 300s in the one that I'm building at the moment, but I do have a BLF 188 in another amplifier, and I was tempted to put that one in, but it's a water-cooled one, so, and it wasn't a water-cooled heatsink. It seems a pity to not use the water cooling, so that one I think I'll save for another day. Put it into a small box, but have the water cooling capability. The other thing I did over the weekend, yesterday, I rearranged the shack or the shack in Harwell, not the shack up here in Horwich. So I've got a new bench there, and I've got things reorganised. So That's a bit more usable, a bit less cramped, but I'll have to wait to show you that. What I do need though, if anyone's got one, is a 1.2 metre dish up here in Horwich, or a means to get my existing 1.2 metre dish from Harwell to Horwich, because that's my problem really, having a small dish which someone very generously gave me, but it's a very long focal length, so it's not ideal for the potty, and it's only 1 metre. 1.2 metre dish would be better, I think. So that's a bit of work to be done. Okay, with that, I'll pass it back to Gary, because I'm not sure who it is next, but it may well be you. Round to you, Gary. Let me just go onto the test card and say 7.3. G0MJW.
But I think most people don't really bother about it anymore, because theoretically nobody is any the wiser. So that's it. Gary, yesterday when I tried to introduce you to the beacon setup, I just couldn't find the right phrase. What I wanted to say is you have been volunteered to host the beacon. And I just couldn't get it out. Anyway, if one hasn't got much to say, you talk about the weather. We have exactly 13.5 degrees outside at the moment, which figures Pretoria is usually about 2 degrees warmer than Joburg. Okay, mic to you then, Gary. Mic picture too from ZS6 Golf Echo.
Okay, fantastic. ZS6 Golf Echo. I'm just going to reduce power a bit. Right, wonderful. That was very nice. And let's go down the list. Yeah, Nick, G4IMO, perfect transmission from your side. Beautiful, nice audio. Everything's spot on. You've got it waxed. So, yeah, we'll keep welcome you in on the band for sure. Benno, that was a really good presentation today on the DATV-EASY 1.24. Sounds very interesting. Just a question though, we were thinking that one could do without the F5 OEO, just to keep it simpler, but it looks like you're still using it to PTT your transmitter, and it's got the spectrum, which is very handy, of course. Saro, my dear friend, very welcome back. It's pleasing to see that you are looking good. When I last saw a few photos of you, my goodness, I got a fright. Yeah, they weren't pretty photos, I can tell you. But yeah, it's good to see you back with the usual outstanding signal and good audio. Everything is perfect there, Saro. Good, man. Tom, yeah, that's very interesting on the development group. Maybe you can put that picture up a bit longer for old Henry there. But I might just have a very interesting project for you guys on the robotics. I've got robots. I've got 4 ABBs, big ones, that can pick up 180 kilograms or something. But I haven't used them for a long time. It's old, you know where I bought them? Can you believe this? I bought them from General Motors in Luton and then shipped them to South Africa. They were in their paint shop or something, in their welding shop. They were still in very good nick. But Anyway, they replaced them with something else. But I don't mind buying a new robot completely. I've got a very good job for one now. And excuse me, that was Quentin's job with the robotics. But anyway, Ed, yeah, outstanding signal from you as usual. And I like your cartoons. Yes, I don't know where you get them. You must have a whole file. And I was amazed the other day how quickly you put your finger on a cartoon. Somebody said something, and instantly you had an answer via a cartoon. That was brilliant. And then Henry, yeah, no, perfect signal there, Henry, no problem, lip sync fine, everything's good. And Mike, yeah, that was an outstanding signal from you. The video quality is superb. You're a D7, by the way. I know you're running 1/3. Your lip sync in the beginning was fine, and then it slightly moved out, but what the heck. It's a very, very nice signal. And noticed on the stroke A, okay, yeah, we're not as fortunate. I used to have a property down in Natal, but I just used to say stroke portable. And then Frank, yeah, don't worry about yesterday. Your presentation was very good indeed, and I enjoyed it immensely. And yeah, I spoke to Hans this morning. There were a few small hiccups. The guys, this blue jeans is a little bit of a trick to use. I've used it a few times, and to be fair, you must practice it a bit. You've got to use it quite often. It's not as easy, shall we say, as the others, like, what do they call it, the Microsoft one, Teams and Zoom. But it's got nice features, you know, with guys that can put their hands up and you can see all the guys if you wanted to. So it's not a bad thing to go and really get it going. There will be an SA AMSAT one in a few months' time, which we'll hopefully stream as well. I think the streaming went well. It's just the, you know, a couple of little Murphys running around the show, but you know what? It's an amateur thing. It's not the end of the world. I just want to welcome Krish. Krish is looking. He's viewing VU2ELD. Nice to hear from you again, Krish, and hope to see you on soon again. Jack, ZS1 Lima, he's down in Cape Town. Donald and Bert, Papa Alpha 3 Alpha Oscar Delta. So there we go. And by the way, Martin, it wasn't me who made the comment about the spring. That was actually Mike. What I know about clocks is dangerous, so I dare not comment. But it was a very, very interesting presentation. And yeah, what I did this last week or so is put in a 4-channel HDMI input board, which makes life so easy, because you can take a laptop, take the output of the laptop, the HDMI output, to another screen and just pump it in. So I was able to do streaming and all sorts of things so much easier now with no converters. And I think the video quality has slightly improved. I can't say it has improved much, but it's slightly improved. The next step will be to improve on the camera. But anyway, and you might have noticed that I went from our Sunday thing over to voice a lot more elegantly than in the past, where I had to click off things. So I made another scene and started to play around with this OBS a bit, so that's working quite nice. So that's the only bit I did on amateur radio. I've been so busy at the salt mine. Right, with that, back to you, Nick, and you pass it down the line to Benno, Saro, Tom, Martin, Ed, Henry, Mike, and back to Frank. So, G4, IMO to take it from Zulu Sierra 6, Yankee, India. IMO to take it from Zulu Sierra.
Okay. Make sure I've got audio. Yes. Hang on. Turn that down. This is G4 IMO. I've just increased my power for Mike. That's not too bad. Minus 0.1, that'll do. Yes, I think Mike was struggling a little bit there, so I thought, well, I'd turn my power up. Okay, yes, anyway, a very good afternoon to everybody on the net, but very interesting. I did make a few notes here, but I can't read my writing. That new software, the EASY V1.24, that sounds excellent. That should be very useful. Just so long as it is easy. Unfortunately, when they made me in 1951, I was programmed for analog, and I have a lot of trouble with computers. So anyway, I'm sure I'll work it out anyway. But what would be nice would be a slider, an extra slider on that software, because I have a lot of trouble with, well, not only me, but other people have trouble with these null packets. So it'd be nice to have a slider that you just move up and down so you can vary the null packets. And then it would be easy. My null packets at the moment are about 6%, but when I put my test card on, it goes mad. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it will behave itself, but other times, if you go to the test card, you leave it on for about a minute, the null packets start to slowly increase, and they go up to about 25% for some reason, but it only does it on the test cards. I did lower the video resolution on the F1 EJP software to see if that made any difference, and I did try increasing it, and it didn't make any difference at all. So why they slowly increase, I don't know, but it's all right on the camera, so that's the main thing. Yes, Martin, that watch, that little microscope thing, that is amazing, isn't it? I don't know what the magnification is on that, but and how on earth you would replace one of those, well, I don't know, a spring or anything. You need very steady hands. I don't think I would be able to do that sort of work. And the only other thing was my CQTV has arrived. That arrived yesterday in the post, so I shall be having a read through of that. Lots of interesting articles in there. And Frank, I watched your presentation yesterday. Excellent. I thought it was very good. But afterwards, I went to that website that you said, what was it? NCDXF. I went there, and I could see a list of the stations, and it showed which ones were transmitting at the time. But when you did the presentation, you showed a clock face, and as it moved round, it showed which stations were transmitting on what frequencies. But I couldn't find that. I couldn't see that on that particular website. So maybe it's hidden away somewhere. I'll have to have another look. Okay, I'm going to make this one my final. Time to have some lunch. I think it's quite late in the afternoon here, and I haven't had anything to eat. So I'm going to say 73s to everybody, and I've forgotten who to pass it on to, so I'll just cut carrier now. G4IMO is saying 73s to everybody on the net, and hope to see you next time.
Yeah, lots and lots of people are watching. Lots and lots of people are watching this. Let's turn down my audio a bit. the feedback. Okay, Nick, nice transmission. And a slider for nil packets, wouldn't that be lovely? Actually, you don't need it, I would say. And I understand your struggle and your struggle for being perfect, but you will never get it perfect, because the nil packets you need, obviously you don't want them, but you need them as a buffer for a smooth transmission. That's basically it. And basically for being for a higher level on a test chart is pretty normal, because there's basically much less information. If you would send out a complete black or white image, doesn't matter whatever color, but if you use a complete black image, you would get the most null packets you will have, because you will ever see, because actually you're not sending much data out of there, and that's basically what the null packets all covers. If you don't use a lot of data to fill up, you will fill it up with null packets. If you're using a lot of data, like if you would transmit some noise, if you would blank noise, which you will get, from the analog part, if you would transmit that, you will get complete lockup on your transmission, because and actually I have somewhere a video I made, which I at that time thought it's very nice to get a noise out of a noise start of a movie. When I start that one, it completely locks up, and it takes a few seconds to relock again the whole transmission. So yes, null packets we need. No, you don't want to you control them, but you need so much data that you always get some kind of null packets left, so you have some kind of buffer to be able to transmit smooth transmission. For the rest, the easy, yes, I think it's quite easy. There was a question about the PTT. Yes, you can use with a standard Pluto without F5 OEO firmware, and obviously you don't have there the F5 UII PTT relay option, which is not being driven by the normal Pluto. So you need some kind of other way, and we have these, and I can show you quickly. We have those, which is a USB relay, which you can connect, and also you can control that out of, and I was trying to show that, out of the USB relay monitoring, and you can even put some kind of delay in there, and it will control. By the way, monitoring next version, this is sneak preview. Hi. We have already, and Tom was already, I've spoken with Tom and Dominic already about this, because I think we need not even an easy project, but we need a perfect project. And I think some kind of monitoring, including in this kind of window, being able to see what kind of power I'm using, or temperature of my amplifier, or whatever. A lot of people already made separate windows, and I think it will all fit in this window in one program, and being able to monitor my temperature, my voltage, my power, my whatever you want to monitor. I think it should also be available on this DATV-EASY. So this is sneak preview, and some thoughts about that as well. Okay. It could make tea. Yes, Mike. I think we need a perfect system, and not easy or simple or a free stream, but it's need to be more easy for guys like Nick, but also me, with so much windows already on my screen where people are talking to me and reporting back. It's you want to have it more simple in order to be understandable after a few weeks, years, or whatever. From the status, I believe it's at the moment still beta, but hey, F5OEO is also beta, and I believe a lot of versions only will stay beta versions. On the other hand, I don't think it's my job at the moment to distribute this this version, and I would say it's available, it will come, it will be available soon, when more probably updates will be in there, and it's but I would say Dominic has to say where to put it and how to distribute it. He did it with the free stream coder, which works perfect, and I believe he should use his own ways for that. For me, it's only testing at the moment. Okay, well, that's all for now. What else to say about it? I would say greetings to you guys. Hope to meet you again next week. But I won't be attending next week because at this time I'm probably not at home, and I will be stroke alpha somewhere else. But alpha, I believe it's from alternative location, which is indeed a holiday location, or any other location where you're regular at, which is not portable, because that location can be everywhere. Okay, well, again, greetings from Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray. Microphone on to Saro, to India. Saro, take it away from Papa Alpha 3 Foxtrot Bravo X-Ray.
Yeah, thank you, Benno, again. Thanks for passing to me. Yeah, Benno, the DATV-EASY, there is the big development from Fox 1 Echo Juliet Papa. Dominic, thanks to him, because of all our ham friends. The special thing with the DATV-EASY is the important thing. I'll check my audio is okay. Yeah, okay. It is meant for Lime Mini. Then after that added the stack version Plutos. So that is the changes. Now we are using the free stream coder for the DATV along with our Fox 5 Oscar Echo Oscar firmware. Now with Dominic DATV-EASY with the stack firmware, no need of adding any updating the DATV firmware or any special firmware, and also no need the PTT modification on the Pluto. Just you can use the USB relay for controlling the PTT of the PA, and also the raw Pluto mean it's I tested with the 0.3 3.3 up to 3.3 it's working fine with the DATV-EASY. That is not working with the latest firmware 0.34 along with the Pluto. So again I downgraded and it's tested, it's all working fine. I'm sorry I'm only talking here because I'm unable to make the presentation, and also it is very hard for me to operate on the time, so moving my hand, so that's why I'm not made the presentation. I'll try to make on next week and give the free demo. The story of the DATV is very simple. It's meant for lime users, because many people's having the lime, it's unable to come on DATV without port stone. Now everyone can come on air with the DATV-EASY software. So before we are using the DATV Express for the lime and lime SDR. That is too hard to make the settings and too much trouble, and also it's not suitable for the H.265 video. Now after Dominic DATV free stream coder, everyone using now without any hardware encoder the H.265 signal, so I am really happy to using that. This is the story behind the DATV-EASY. So any Pluto with the stack firmware and a lime also possible to transmit with DATV. That is the important thing. There is so much development going on. It's a one-man show from Dominic. I'm hats up to him. So thank you very much all my friends. See you on the next week. If possible I'll make some presentations, because it's too much paining to move my hand still. I'm very much struggling. So while I'm not making any home brewing or nothing, just simply taking rest and with the daily physiotherapy. So that is the too much pain now. So see you on the next week. I'll try to give some new things. So 73 is all of you guys. Bye bye. This is VU2OBR signing off. Bye bye.
Here we go. Thank you, Sado, VU2OBR from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf. Yeah, interesting net this morning, guys. Let's see. Benno and Sado, thanks for the information on the DATV-EASY. Yeah, definitely keen to get more involved there, especially with the other boards as well. But yeah, Benno, you and I will chat and we'll make a plan there. Gary, yeah, no, if you have robots to play with, just let me know. If you have a project there, then we can make a plan. Definitely keen. Nick, J4IMO, yeah, no, there's no problem whatsoever with your signal. Coming through nicely, looking great, so I wouldn't worry at all there. And Martin, yeah, I love that zoom microphone camera of yours on the watch. It's very impressive. I'm keen to see what it that actually looks like, how big of a device it is. I've got a USB microscope, that's the word I wanted to go with, for the electronic side of things as well, and but it's not as clear and not as nice detailed as you've got there, so quite keen to see what you've got going. Who else was there? Ed, always good to see you and your cartoons. And glad to hear everything's going well there. Yeah, no, it's a lot colder here than there at the moment. I wish it was still, close to 30s. And based on the weather predictions, it's gonna be a long cold week. And we'll see how it goes. Henry, always good to see you. Nice signal there as well. And oh yeah, you wanted to see if one of your developers are on there. I don't know which company exactly you're involved with there. Let's see if we can push up a picture here. That's the one. There we go. Yeah, I can send you the picture as well, and you can have a look, see if any of your guys are there. And no, it was like I say, it was nice to be on a in-person event. The picture shows all the presenters, and there was a good another 300, 400 attendees as well. The Joburg one slightly more than the one in Cape Town, because they were obviously still limited to, because of COVID regulations, to a certain percentage of what is allowed in the venue. So smaller than usually, but nice to have it in person again. And then Mike G0MJW/A, good to see you there. No, it was a nice signal. I received you very strongly on this side, no issues whatsoever. Maybe a bit with the voice sync was a bit off there, but like I said, still quite a few things to do there. Okay, and yeah, that's pretty much all from me, and hope you guys have a wonderful week. Looking forward to next week. I should hopefully also have a bit more stuff to show by next week. And Sarah, yeah, I think don't stress about the presentation too much. Rather get better. If you take it easy now, then less problems later along the line. But really good to see you as well. Okay, I think that's everybody. If I missed something, apologies. And yeah, everybody have a great week. And 73 from here, and we'll chat soon. I'm gonna pass it over to Martin, G4FKK, here from Zulu Romeo 6 Tango Golf in cold South Africa.
Yeah, okay, Tom, in cold South Africa. Who'd have thought, eh? This is G4FKK in mild southeast England, even though the temperature is the same as cold South Africa. It's all relative, isn't it? I remember going to Australia once. My cousins live in Australia, and we went in their winter, and I've got these brilliant photos of me and my wife in T-shirts, and my cousins in great big woolly jumpers, because it's all relative, isn't it, temperature, really? Anyway, very good. Lovely to see everyone. Great signal from you, Mike. So not very strong RF-wise, but D5 here, so pretty good. And as you say, fiddling the FEC works very well. Ed, yeah, I put the tie on because I knew Saro was going to be on the net. So we all have to smarten up when the boss is on, Ed. Very good. 30 degrees is actually a bit too hot for my liking. The LD MOS amp looks good. And as Mike was saying, it'd be quite interesting to know what devices are in there. I think you have told us before, but needless to say, I've forgotten. Henry, excuse me. Good, well done on finding that non-soldered connector, by the way. And yeah, the fewer adapters and connectors you can have in the way, the better. But that was a good spot. And as you say, it's a good job it didn't blow anything up in the meantime. On the motor coordination front, well, I don't know, to be honest. I don't seem to have too many troubles with that. I was just going to show this this jewel again. So that setting, the sort of gold bit, square bit with lugs on, you can see. Those lugs are about 0.1 of a millimetre. The whole thing is about just under 2 millimetres across. And it's too small for me to see with a normal eyeglass. So I use this microscope thing. And if I demonstrate something here, this tool I use to shift the lugs around is an oiler. So, and of course that, although it's gold coloured, that spring, it is a spring made of steel, and as you can see, it's very difficult to manoeuvre under the microscope. But the oiler itself is, well, to my eyes, it's about, I don't know if you can see the end of it there, probably can't because it won't focus, but it's very, very tiny. Tom, while I'm talking about the microscope, if I get the unsteady cam going, I wonder if that works. Oh yes, it does. That's good. That is the device. There's the watch movement under it. But this was recommended to me by Mike MJW, who's got a similar thing. He just it's from AliExpress, and it was 40 quid. I don't know what that is in rand, but it's very cheap. And I thought it was going to be a disaster, but it's actually really good. I'm very pleased with that. So if I can find the link, Tom, I'll get it off to you. But I think a lot of these new USB type things, it's got a little tiny screen on it, which is quite good actually as well. You can see quite well on that. Well done, Mike, on the 6.4 meter amp and a 1.2 meter dish. Yes, that would be nice. Great to see you, Frank, by the way. Didn't know you were popping up today, so good to see you. And Gary, I agree with you. It'd be nice to see Krish. And hello, Krish, if you are watching still. VU2ELB, good to know you're still watching, and we want to see you again. And yeah, the HDMI switch is working well. Robots, I'd like to see what you and Tom can do with the robots. Nick, if you're still watching, yeah, 1952 analog. Yeah, well, I'm a few years after that, only 7, but I'm still pretty much analog as well. And as Benno was saying, you don't need to worry about your null packets really. They will go up the less activity you have on, as it were. I don't know what magnification that microscope is, but as I say, that jewel is well, that whole setting there is less than 2 millimeters across, so it's quite a lot of magnification. Thanks for the explanation on the null packets, by the way, Benno. That made it nice and clear. And I'm sorry, Sarah, that your hand is still very painful, but presumably with the physio it will get back to normal eventually, so keep up the good work there. Right, okay, well that's probably it. Tom, by the way, Rob M0DTS is watching at the moment, and I'm desperate to get you two to meet up on the satellite. Rob is an expert pro. He can make anything do anything, and I thought he'd be interested in your low Earth orbit satellite tracking work you've been doing, and the robotics as well. Between the pair of you, it's frightening what you could get up to, I'm sure. Right, with that, I'll say 73 to everybody. Great to see everyone on. I'll put it round to you, Ed, and I'll watch through till the end. So cheerio all, G4FKK off and clear.
Roger, Martin, thank you. Very nice. I love it that the justification for the tie, the boss is on. Yep, good one, Martin. Good one. Yeah, great. I have these also. It's okay. I mean, but I don't think it has the same quality that your guys. it doesn't have any video output. It just have SD card, so I can record um, the video on a SD card, but it actually doesn't have any USB. Well, it does, but just for charging the internal battery. But yeah, that meet my expectation. Not as good as yours, Martin, but that's really fine. All getting here to Brazil in a very excellent way. Good signals from Nick, G4IMO. Good signals from Harry. Solid D2 Harry. And even Mike. Golf Zero Mike Juliet Whiskey /A. Pick it about D6 here with the FEC on 1/3. What else? Oh, the /A. I think it stands for additional domicile. I think it is. So make your bets. But I believe it stands for additional. Yeah, I think so. It's not. We do not use here. It seems like the Argentinian stations, the LEUs, they very often operate /S//C, stuff like that. They have lots of letters after their call sign. We never know what that means. But anyways. Glad to see you all, and hope to meet you again next weekend. Hello to, let's see if Nina is watching. Yeah, hi Nina, Delta Lima 2, Golf Radio Charlie, and everybody else which is watching the net directly via QO-100 or via YouTube relay Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India. I didn't get a chance to watch the presentation yesterday, but Frank, I believe that was very interesting about the NCDXF, Northern Carolina DX Foundation beacons, and the other topics also sound very interesting. So hopefully I can find somewhere on the internet a recording of that presentation that Gary streamed here on QO-100 yesterday. It was too early for me. All right, guys, 73 to all. Back to Henry. Oh, Saro, great audio, my friend. You're getting like studio quality audio. Very nice audio. Congratulations on that. And Henry as well. Always good audio, good image, and great signal. Harry here in Brazil, no worries. Zulu Sierra 6, Mike Charlie, go to you, 7312 from PY2RN.
Okay, great stuff, Ed. Thank you very much, and it's nice to see you on today. And Ed, you're a solid D6 here at my QTH. Very nice and very good signal indeed. And I hope to see you on next weekend again. I know it's Easter, but I think depending on whether there's family events or not, certainly we'll be on next weekend. Right. Just final comments. Tom, firstly, on your side, I didn't see anybody from our side on the picture, but my company that I work for is called Think Digital Global. Think Digital Global, and we've got a couple of branches all over the world. So it's actually interesting company that I'm working for. Very young and very dynamic, and it's nice at my age, if I can say that, to be amongst all these youngsters with all these open minds. And you developers have got a different way of thinking about things, which is extremely interesting for me, because as as everybody's alluded to, I'm basically also analog age, but I try and keep my one foot in the digital. I don't know how I do it, but I think it's got something with the left and right brain. I don't know. I'm just confused. Anyway, Frank, yesterday's presentation, I saw part of it. I didn't see everything because I was running around on the dish and having a look to see where I could find my signal and what had happened to it. And at the same time, I had a lot of pressure from Vereniging and Three Rivers. So I had to certainly get my act together to find that the missing DBs. So very interesting stuff. Thank you very much, Frank. I really enjoy it. And I mean, I've had a personal demonstration from you, and I always find it absolutely fascinating, the work that you are doing with regards to this. And of course, I saw the equipment as well at Gary's premises, where it is now installed. So it's really very, very nice indeed, with one massive earth spike. I remember that. Painted another color so that the earth spike does not walk away. Anyway, there's I have the only other comment I can make is Saro, get well soon, my friend, and looking forward to it. You certainly sound great already, so that's a step in the right direction. I always listen to people's voices, and I can determine from that how they're feeling for the day.
Nice signal. Difficulty copying you, but I'll pass it to Mike quickly. G0MJW.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Sorry I doubled with you there. But there you go. Right, okay, really interesting. Hopefully I'm getting through. I'm only D1 with myself, which is why I wasn't running a half earlier, because I tend to like to make sure that I'm able to receive my own signal. But a half gives me a lot better video quality, as you can probably see. Or maybe not. Yep, it's just dropped out with me. But I assume it's still going with everybody else. So all really interesting. And just a few comments to add really on the null packets side. I'm not sure how many. I think I've got probably 10% or so null packets at the moment. Martin was running quite a lot actually, and his video was a little bit pixelated at times. I'm not sure why. So some changes, maybe Martin would improve that. But null packets are very useful things to have. And I guess I was thinking you could actually use null packets to send alternative data that doesn't need to get through in real time. And then I thought a bit more about this. A really interesting experiment would be to, instead of using null packets, have a way to use a null packet as a data container. But then I couldn't think of any application. So although it's technically interesting, I can't think what we'd use it for. But there you are. Okay, with that, 7-3 everyone. I don't know if I'll be on next Sunday. I might be actually travelling next Sunday. But everybody have a good week, please, and enjoy the Easter break. And Sarah, really good to see you getting better. I would not have realised that there was anything wrong if you hadn't mentioned it, because you look just fine, look as normal. So that's very encouraging, and hope you get well soon. So I don't think there are any other comments to make apart from the comment that I'm only running here probably about 30 watts or so into a 1 meter dish. So you don't need a 2.4 meter dish to do DATV. You can, if you're prepared to be not quite as strong as everyone else, get away with a smaller signal, which may encourage some other people to come on the air. Let's hope so. 7th everyone, G0MJW.
I think it's my turn. Thanks for I
think it's my turn.
Sorry. Nice seeing you all. Nick, if you're still there, the website, the Northern California website has actually a link to that clock. It's a bit hidden, but even if you find it, it doesn't help, it doesn't work. I spoke to the owner of that website. He has a problem. He's trying to put it back on again. But if you want it, send me an email and I'll send you the file. It's just a utility. You don't even load it or something like that. It just runs. So the email would be frank@7388.co.za, and then I'll forward it to you. Have a nice Sunday, what's left of it, to everybody. Cheers.
Very good there, Frank. ZS6 Golf Echo, ZS6YI returning to close the net. Got a frog in her throat. Touch of flu, I think. But I got a message from Donald. He just says, Nina from Germany, DL2 GRC, is nursing broken ribs and she has the flu. But she is listening and watching us. Hello, Nina. I certainly hope you recover soon, and we'd like to have you on the net in due course. And then also, he asked if I can just greet Sanil and her niece, and apparently it's a nice warm 22 degrees in Richards Bay at the moment. The temperature at the moment is about 19 degrees, yeah, 18.5 over here, so it's very cold. You can see I've got a jersey on. But with that, I just want to also greet the following. Hello, Robert. We'd love to see you on the net. And I like the leg pull about the robots. And to Chris, ON1RC, very good afternoon to you, Chris, as well. And who else was there? Adam, I think, came up. So, yeah, there's a number of people watching. We just wish to wish all viewers today very happy Easter for those celebrating it. We will be on Sunday, I'm sure, and kick the ball around. It doesn't always have to be a technical net, but a bit of everything, whatever we get up to. It's informal. And by the way, Martin, can I please now stand down, because I was at attention when I saw your tie. I quickly stood to attention as what a high rank beholds, you see. So I presume I can now stand at ease. I remember you pulled my leg about the tie I had one day. So it shows you how the wheel turns. Yeah, I must plug my mic in. I bought a cable for it, just to plug it in straight into the HDMI. So it's already been allocated, so I must just plug the cable in and see what that mic does. It's a stereo microscope, which is quite nice. Actually, I used it yesterday. Had a little problem on a PC board of one of the injection machines at work, so I used that to try and, well, I soldered it, so I'll test it tomorrow. With that, we wish everyone on frequency happy week. We hopefully see you next Sunday. Saro, get better. Nina, get better. This is Zulu Sierra 6 Yankee India now throwing the ball in the air and closing the worldwide DATV net. 7-3 all.
This is the device I'm using on fire. The MRFX 1K80. Quite good. I recommend. Actually, this works on 65 volts. but I'm feeding it with only 53 volts from a L-Tech power supply. I can assure to you this device is very robust. Very robust. Obviously it will not support overdrive as all LDMOS, but he's very robust on other things, okay? Thank you all. That's my only addition because I forgot to mention that. 73, have a nice weekend, and hope to see you all next Sunday. Bye-bye.